The benefits of the data loggers is that it's all recorded for them. It's very sensitive technology, so it comes up with, very detailed differences. And then the software that they use makes it incredibly easy for them to be able to see all the data in front of them.
This Year 10 geography class is going out into the school grounds to carry out a geographical investigation.
So the object of the exercise today is to have a look at whether the microclimate of the school grounds varies very much. So we're going to be looking at temperature, humidity, and we're going to be looking at light levels and seeing how they change from, for example, the playing fields and the cricket pavilion area to around the school buildings. See if we can find much of a difference. So what we're going to do then, now we're out here, we're going to go and take our readings. You should have with you your data loggers, and in some cases you've got a digital camera to take a shot of the site as well.
There are 10 locations around the school site, and the students are going to take readings at each one. Some of the sites are shaded by trees. Some are near buildings, and others are out in the open sports fields.
Right, lads, how are you getting on?
We've done it. It's saying it's 5 Celsius. 56.8 is the humidity.
The handheld logger stores the data until it can be analysed back in the classroom.
Been getting like warmer ones, like when we were higher up, and by the trees we got cooler.
The temperature's 7.4. It's a bit higher because of the sun. And the humidity is 47.8.
At the moment we're at site 7 there.
How are you getting on, lads?
Fine.
All right, what sorts of readings are you managing to get? Is it varying very much?
Yeah.
What sort of temperature? The benefits of the data loggers is that it's all recorded for them. It's very sensitive technology, so it comes up with, very detailed differences. OK, well done.
At 59.9 humidity and 5.2 Celsius.
The nice thing about this activity was we could do it all on our school site.
Got to go through there to find something.
We've got quite a nice school site, quite a lot of fields and greenery around us, and so taking the students out, they get a real feel for what it's like to be out in the field.
It's 7 degrees. The humidity's near 53.
And it's quite straightforward and easy to do that. It's not something where I need to collect lots of permission forms and fill out lots and lots of paperwork for it. We can just step outside the school grounds, and it's very easy really to be able to have that. I think a lot of schools can probably manage to do that too.
Humidity's a bit less because we've been sheltered by the buildings. Really surprised because I never thought it was like how much difference a building could make with the humidity and the temperature.
They start to come up with some explanations for the different readings they're getting at different locations.
The grass is still wet and it makes it more humid than all the ones on the concrete because the grass absorbs the water.
The humidity's higher here than it is where the tarmac is and where this building surrounded it, because the moisture in the grass and soil so the humidity's higher here.
The lesson that we've been doing today fits into a physical module on weather and climate, and the students have been looking at changes in climate over a very short distance. The benefits of doing it in this way, there are a few benefits really. One of them is the students really understand and remember what they've done because they've been out in the field. And another one really is it just increases the enjoyment of this particular topic. Now, just for your information, in your packs... So the data that the students collected was stored on their data loggers, and the first thing that we had to do when we came back to the classroom was retrieve the data from the data loggers. The software that they use It makes it incredibly easy for them to be able to see all the data in front of them. So they're not taking time drawing graphs themselves. The graphs appear on the screen and they can then be spending their time analysing it as opposed to drawing the actual graphs themselves.
The red's the temperature, the blue's the humidity, the green's the light.
6.4, 10.
They then copy the data they've collected into a GIS programme.
6.4.
4. And colours.
The software then allows the students to display their data graphically at the corresponding sites on the map of the school.
Well, we can tell that the darker ones have got a higher temperature than the lighter ones on the graph. The warm ones are near buildings and where there's dark surfaces, and the lighter ones are where there's like open areas that aren't very shaded. Well, we'll put that into Word, get a key for it.
That's the humidity right there. The darker colours are the places where it's more humid, and the lighter colours are where it's drier air. It's just showing me that in the fields it's more humid, where there's moisture coming off from the grass and plants, and in the buildings it's drier.
They measure the light levels, and the higher they are, the more light they have. Site 6 and Site 8 were the brightest, because Site 6 is in the middle of the field and it has more light. Site 10 is blocked by buildings.
The use of the GIS is obviously a compulsory thing now within the specifications and the national curriculum. So it's quite a nice way to get the students getting used to using GIS, and it's them using computers for a purpose rather than using computers for the sake of it, which is, I think, a traditional problem that there's been with use of computers in geography.
The hottest sites tend to be by the buildings and on the playground because it absorbs the heat and then radiates it back out into the area where it is. But that one is hotter as well because the sun's directly on it.
In a relatively short space of time, the students were able to come up with some quite complex patterns that they managed to find when they were out in the field. So in the space of an hour and a half, they were able to go out, collect the data, come back, put it into the computer system and analyse it and come up with some really good results.